Coaches, wanted to do another practice planning video for you. So in the previous one I gave you the very basics of what I would do for a practice plan, and yeah, very basics, just setting up a framework off of which to work for each practice plan. And as you know, I hand wrote out the other one, so I'm kind of taking a plunge here and doing a digital one. I'm going to share this with you, so you're going to have the basic practice plan, and please format it however you want. So I've kept the grid lines on here. You can take them out. You can do whatever you want, but you'll see that you're going to get the 3 court bolded lines with 3 little guys here that you can do whatever you want with. You can see up top, there's a space for date and notes, so that would be where I would put where I'm practicing, how many players are going to show up, maybe what the focus of my entire practice is going to be, what the goal is, any of that stuff that I went through in the basic practice planning video that I did before. So today what we're going to talk about is maybe selecting one drill. I've chosen a very simplistic drill, and really for the purpose of going through what we have written beneath it versus the drill itself. So you can see over here on the left hand side it's a 3-person serve receive, so pretty standard drill. But again, let's talk about the purpose and what's in the box here. So again, format this however you want. It's wide open for you to, because you're going to best understand your own formatting, so you can do that however you want. So again, always have a purpose for why you're doing a drill. So I've just written some generic stuff down here. So 3-person serve receive. The purpose: to work on communication and areas of responsibility. So with my team, I've talked a lot about areas of responsibility. Personally, I don't like the left seam, right seam call. I don't know that that really instills a lot of confidence in our passers. However, if we've defined what area of the court position 1 is going to pass, and position 6 and position 5 before the serve even comes, those passers can then learn, okay, yeah, well, that ball's coming into my zone, it's mine. But that's, again, another discussion. But anyway, so the purpose of this drill I've written down is work on communication and areas of responsibility. So just have a purpose for your drill. It doesn't really matter to me exactly what it is, but just have a purpose, have a goal for each drill. Even warm-up drills should have purpose, and you can format them again however you want. And here's really what makes it important, or what is important, and that's the success criteria for the drill. It's really important that you highlight the success criteria with the athletes so they know what they're working towards. And there are different types of success criteria. So if you look at the first hashtag there, don't get aced. Okay, well, that's a pretty simplistic success criteria, and there aren't too many results associated with that success criteria. Don't get aced. Okay, really, we just can't let the ball hit the floor. You could pass a 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter, as long as we don't get aced. Okay, so that's the success criteria. But the kids need to know that, the athletes need to know that. They need to know what they're working towards. So don't get aced is a very generic, no results based. You might use, I don't know when you would want to use that. Perhaps you'd want to use it at the beginning to get them warmed up. Maybe you want to use it at the end to have a little friendly competition between the servers and the passers. Yeah, you can use that motivation as a motivational tool. Don't get aced. Okay, so the second one, in 10 serves, pass at 2.3. So, assuming we had a 3-point system where 3 is a perfect pass and 2 is somewhere in the middle and 1 is okay, you basically dug the ball and it's somewhere up in the air, and a 0 would be an ace. In 10 serves, you have to pass at 2.3. So obviously it requires you to keep track and to score, to give an average, but that is results based. So now the 3 passers are striving towards something specific in regards to results. So I do think it is important that you have results based drills at some point in each practice. So if you keep things generic all the time, players might not really understand that focus that's needed to achieve something that can be very difficult. So in this case, pass a 2.3. I don't know. You could say pass a 2.8. You could say pass a 1.6. It's totally up to you. But the point is, you have a success criteria that is results based. So if I've done a passing drill and we're talking about passing it off the sweet spot, so the ball goes off the passer's arms exactly where they want it, that counts as 1. If it doesn't go off their sweet spot, it doesn't count as 1. So they're not out of the drill until they pass 10 balls that have gone off their sweet spot. So this is a very specific result. Or, you have to pass 10 balls that are 3 passes. And maybe not in this drill, maybe in another drill. But do you see my point? There has to be a specific success criteria. And make sure the athletes know that. You tell them this before the drill even starts. How you're going to get out of this drill is. The goal of this drill is. And then the last one here in that list, pass 10 balls. Same as kind of don't get aced, right? It's just pass 10 balls. No right, wrong, 1, 2, 3, ace, doesn't matter. Just pass 10 balls. Touch 10 balls, that's it. And then you're out. So maybe that's warm up. Maybe that's just, okay, first thing we got into the gym, you just have to pass 10 balls, touch the balls. Good, okay, get out, next person in. Maybe you're just using it as that. I don't know. It's whatever you want. Okay, so then the next one, description. So this would be for yourself. This would be if you are sharing your practice plan with others. This would be if you had a more complex drill and or it was something new and you needed to remind yourself what it was. I'll remind you, if you do plan on getting your levels, you should be writing this down for every drill, because you're going to have to submit your practice plan. So if you do want to get your development coach or your advanced development coach, you should be writing this down for each drill, so that these can be observed at some point. But anyway, that's besides the point. So if you have a description, server can serve anywhere on the court. 3 passers in positions 1, 6, and 5 at the target. Serve 10 balls. Server serves 10 balls. Okay, nice and simple. Maybe you label the server as A, and then you have passers B, C, and D, and your target is E. And then you describe player A serves the ball over to either B, C, or D. B, C, and D are passing to target E. Okay, whatever. I don't know. However you want to describe it. It's basic description. So again, if you shared it with somebody else, they should be able to read that description, look at the picture, and get a good understanding of how to run the drill. And then the last thing is progression. So how do you want to progress it? I've just given 2 examples of how you could progress 3-person passing, 3-person serve receive. Target is a setter, must set 8 out of 10 balls. Okay, so now we've changed and specified that our target here is no longer somebody who's just catching the ball, but they're actually they're actually a setter, and now they have to set 8 out of 10 balls. So that means that you're passing a 2 or a 3. If it's a 1 pass, they might not be able to set it, so then that wouldn't count. Or, pass less than a 2 and you're out. So if player in position 1 here shanks the ball and passes a 1, then they're out and somebody replaces them. And the goal of the drill would be to stay in as long as possible. I don't know. There are a whole bunch of different variations. This is a very simplistic drill. Some drills are more cut and dried. But what I want to go over today, more importantly, is the right side of this, is what you would write down. What's the purpose of your drill? What's the success criteria? And just continually remind your athletes, what is the success criteria? Maybe you have hitters in this drill and you're working on pass, set, attack, but the success criteria is still a passing result. So, okay, you hit 10 balls over. That doesn't matter. Or you don't get any hits. Doesn't matter. That wasn't the purpose of the drill. The purpose of the drill was this. In 10 serves, pass at 2.3. I've done this lots with younger kids when you're working on the approach, and there are so many technical aspects to attacking. I think it's 6 or 7 technical components to attacking, and we're working on one of them. We're working on their 3-step approach. And they get the 3-step approach, but they totally miss the ball. Well, what's the success criteria? That they got their footwork correct. Okay, great. You've been successful at that drill, but it didn't hit the ball over. That's okay. That doesn't define success for the drill. Really be on your athletes. Give them continual focus. we know that kids are more distracted these days, just due to interruptions and notifications on their phones and all that kind of stuff. They call it multitasking, but it's really distraction. We can discuss that later if you want. But we know that kids are distracted, especially the younger ones. You know, not too much better for the older ones, but you have to continually remind them. So just keep reminding them throughout the entire drill what the success criteria is. And then once they know a drill and they've done it a couple times, you're like, okay, 3-person serve receive. Our success criteria is pass 2.5, go. And they'll set it up. And then you can start adding in your progressions. Okay, we've passed 2.5 number of times. Now we got to get 10 quick balls, or I don't know, whatever you want. And you can progress it however you want. So I hope this helps in regards to planning a practice and specifically what you should be doing for each drill. And what drills you choose are kind of up to you. I have a pretty small bank of drills from which I draw, and I just keep adapting them. You don't really need to have 500 drills and they're all different. You could really take the same couple of drills and just adapt them to what your needs are and what your goals are for that particular practice, that time of year. It might change at the time of year. So maybe your success criteria at the beginning of the year, it should look very different from what it is in the middle of the year, from the end of the year. So these things change. So make sure that you're just being specific with what drills you're selecting, and particularly what the success criteria is for each drill. And again, just make sure your players learn it and understand it so that they can master it, and then come game time they can execute. See what I did there? These guys are kind of fun. I have the capability with my little rotate here to rotate them, so you can do whatever you want with those. I waste so much time formatting, so this for me is really nice. It's quick, it's easy to click on it, copy, paste. I can have another little guy that I can send into the other court. I can quickly change his angle. So this actually might be something that I start using. Well, I will start using it because it's quick and easy, and I can format it however I want fairly easily. Please adjust the formatting to whatever you want. This is a resource that I'd love to share with you, so I hope you guys found this beneficial. And again, if there is something that you want me to go over that would really help you, please let me know. Fire me an email and just let me know, hey, can you talk about this? Can you help with this? And it can be anything in regards to coaching. It's my job to help to support you guys. I want to support you in as many ways as possible. So please just let me know if there's a subject or anything that you want me to go over in regards to volleyball practice planning, coaching, and that sort of thing, and I'm happy to try and help out. Okay, thanks so much, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Keep coaching.